How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for your time today. I'm a big fan of you, and it's a
Thank
real
you.
pleasure to be speaking with you. Congrats on this movie, especially with it being your directorial debut. I'm so excited to talk with you about that in particular. Do you think that being part of the story since the very beginning added to taking this next step in the project?
It did. It did because I felt like I had the right team around me to both support me but also push me. I wanted to have people that believed in my vision, but I knew that I'd be taken care of.
I really love getting to see an actor continue the character over and
Mm.
over and get to really tell their story. I'm curious, what is your favorite thing about getting to reprise your role in this franchise?
Yeah, it's a blessing. It's very easy to say, "Oh gosh, do you want to come back after 10 years or whatever?" But it's very unusual. It's to see this family back and the kids, or at least two of them. The one little baby we couldn't get back. Now she's 11. But we got another wonderful young actress. But for Andrew and Ty, who were Foster and Dalton in two movies, it's pretty special. And what a novelty to have the footage of yourself in the same franchise. We don't need to call anyone for home videos. I got them right. I got them on film. So that was exciting. It really was. It's a real blessing, and it really a testament to the fans that have kept the franchise alive for the past, 13 years, whatever it's been.
And I want to go off of that because I'm always a fan of everything I cover. So I always love hearing actors' response to like the fan support. And obviously, like you
Yeah.
said, the fans love this franchise. What has it been like to see the different fans? I'm sure you get stopped on the street and they come up to you or they reach out on social media. What is it like to see how your work impacts people in that way?
Sure. Well, especially with horror movies, because I think, horror fans are very particular and they're very passionate, which I love. Because I think seeing a horror movie, it's very primal, sort of being scared. Like you're either scared or you're not scared. You know what I
Yeah.
mean by that? It's just like you can look at some kinds of movies or an action movie and go, it was cool. The fight scenes were fun. But there's not that, oh my God, they got me. And so when you create those moments, it's very similar with somebody that's probably a great comedian that can just make people really, really, really laugh in a very pure way. That kind of response from people is really it's really rewarding, but it's also very emotional because especially with this franchise, because so many people that are now, I'd say probably your age, that are like mid-20s, I'd think, but I guess then they end up being like 13 when they saw the movie, like, oh my God, that movie was my favorite when I was a kid. So I love that. I really think that's fun.
Obviously, this is the final chapter, and we are going to release this interview post so you can talk spoilers. But
Oh,
why do
okay.
you think this was the perfect way to end this saga?
Well, I wanted to really, here's the thing. And obviously, these are dear friends of mine who created this franchise, and Lee Wanell and James Wan. But if you look at the end of the second movie, after all that trauma that they've been through, you know, to be hypnotized into thinking that like that's the best way in a horror movie to deal with trauma. And I don't know if we would do it the same way. I don't know. I've never asked James if he'd do it the same way if that was made now, because we deal with things differently now. I certainly do as a parent and as an actor and as we do in 2023. So I really wanted to go back and just go, no, maybe that's not the best way to deal with trauma, by going, you don't remember it. You have to work through it, because ultimately, and what the movie says is you need both sides. You need the light and the dark. You need to, it's whatever your metaphor is, you don't, your demons are always there. How you deal with them is the real issue. You don't wish it away or forget about it. It's there. And I think that's got to make you stronger. So for me, this was at least my version of the best trilogy, of the best ending of the Lambert trilogy, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much again for your time,
Thank
Patrick. It
you.
was really a pleasure speaking with you. Congrats.
Good to see you. Take care.
So nice to see you. Thank you.
Fanboys, professional artists, and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The hard knock life. Comics, movies, and TV. Yeah. Pop culture with a different perspective. Watch it on your screen, hit play, so check this.